Whilst it aimed to combine various different interpretations of Batman, appealing both to children and to adults alike in the process, Batman the Animated Series was not afraid to take risks. And by risks, I mean gallons worth of nightmare fuel. It also tried its luck with several other new characters that, whilst perhaps not as popular as Harley Quinn or the revamped Mr. Freeze, still left a lasting impression in this highly detailed and well-loved interpretation of the Dark Knight's comics. So, I'm Ewan, this is What Culture Comics, and here are the 10 best one-time only characters in Batman the Animated Series. Number 10. Captain Clown. You killed Captain Clown! You killed Captain Clown! Captain Clown is perhaps one of the most competent of the Joker's goons, for the perfectly good reason that it is revealed during the episode that Captain Clown, it's fun to say a bunch of times, is actually a robot, and a vicious one at that. The Captain is ostensibly meant to pilot a barge load of trash, which the Joker has treated with his patented laughing toxin to bring Gotham City to a standstill so that he can loot the place silly, but Batman still battles Captain Clown several times. Almost every time, the robot easily bests Batman with its intimidating size and strength before the Dark Knight finally hurls it into a garbage crusher. This enrages the Joker, who dumps a pail full of garbage on Batman in revenge. However, the Clown Prince of Crime soon forgets his woes and rides the Captain's crushed remains on a conveyor belt deep into the bowels of his lair. Number 9. Roland Daggett. It's easy to forget that, aside from having a colourful rogues gallery, Batman also tangles with mob bosses such as Carmine Falcone and Rupert Thorne. Batman the Animated Series introduced a new crime boss in the mold of Christopher Walken's Max Schreck from Batman Returns to challenge both Batman and Bruce Wayne, Roland Daggett. Daggett is a corporate hack who is desperate to legitimize his own business by acquiring Wayne Enterprises. This is key to his first appearance in Feat of Clay, a two-part episode in which he unwittingly creates Matt Hagen's Clayface. He later endangered Bruce Wayne's personal friend and Batman's private doctor, Dr. Leslie Tompkins, in Appointment in Crime Alley, and earned the ire of Catwoman in the less successful Cat Scratch Fever. After this, it seemed that Daggett had finally been brought to justice, but he returned one last time in Batgirl Returns. A slightly altered version of the character, named John Daggett and portrayed by Ben Mendelsohn, appeared in Christopher Nolan's 2012 film, The Dark Knight Rises. Number 8. Randa Duane. Randa Duane falls into two distinct categories. At first blush, she, like Selina Kyle, seems like a perfect romantic interest for Bruce Wayne, but dig a little deeper and you discover that she's actually quite a conniving villainess. Introduced in the two-part episode Heart of Steel, Randa is ostensibly the personal assistant of Carl Rossum, head of Cybertron Industries. However, Ms. Duane is far more loyal to Rossum's supercomputer, Hardak, which is scheming to replace every living person in the world with robots. On the plus side, she is still perfectly capable of enjoying a romantic dinner for two with Bruce Wayne. Her voice actress, Leslie Easterbrook, instills a terrific sense of allure and subtle deceit in Randa Duane, making it absolutely clear why both Batman and Bruce Wayne would be attracted to this particular femme fatale. Number 7. Calendar Girl. Here's someone I actually forgot appeared in Batman the Animated Series. Calendar Girl appeared in the new Batman Adventures episode Mean Seasons as something of a more presentable version of Calendar Man, who did not appear in the entire show. A gimmicky villain for sure, Calendar Girl is really former supermodel Paige Monroe, cast aside by the fashion world following the various treatments that she has subjected herself to in order to remain looking youthful. Calendar Girl is one of those great psychological villains. The character was voiced by Celia Ward, who had memorable co-starring roles alongside Harrison Ford in The Fugitive, great film, and Dennis Quaid in The Day After Tomorrow, which is oddly underrated. Ward was apparently turned down for numerous roles, purportedly including Paris Carver in the James Bond film Tomorrow Never Dies, got another underrated classic for being too old. Therefore, this role provided her with the perfect opportunity to remind studios that quote-unquote older actresses are still relevant. Number 6. Annie. Hoo boy! In one of Batman Animated Series' many dark and disturbing episodes, Growing Pains shows Matthew Valencia's Tim Drake discovering a young girl named Annie, who wanders the streets of Gotham alone. At first, she seems to have amnesia and is being pursued by her brutish father, who attacks both Batman and Robin. As she runs from both the Caped Crusaders and from her father, Annie gradually unravels the truth for herself. Her father is, in fact, very familiar to Batman, and her origin is far from innocent. What makes matters even worse is that Robin and Annie grow genuinely close, and Robin is truly devastated when he learns the truth. This gives the audience a much clearer reason to care about Dick Grayson's rough-around-the-edges successor, at least until Return of the Joker came along a few years later. Number 5. Sidney Debris. The man who killed Batman focuses on Sidney Debris, who is an incredible bungler, but an oft-times funny and sympathetic one. Eager to break into Gotham's rackets, Sid the Squid sides of the gang of drug runners working for Rupert Thorne, who attempt to use Sidney as a distraction for Batman. They are amazed when Sid actually sends the Dark Knight plunging off of a rooftop into a gas tank, which then conveniently explodes. Only Sid knows that Batman's quote-unquote death was just an unintended accident. Whilst the criminal underworld rejoices in its newfound freedom, Harley Quinn brings Sid before the Joker, who is distraught that he was not the one to kill the Dark Knight. The Clown Prince of Crime soon attempts to avenge himself upon Sidney, only for an unseen guardian angel to save Sid so that he may seek sanctuary with Thorne. The supporting cast carry the episode, and Matt Frewer characterizes Sid's clumsiness and naivete nicely, making it one of the show's best. Number 4. Maggie Page. In Eternal Youth, Bristol-born Paddy Edwards voiced a brand new character named Maggie Page. Maggie is a persistent older lady who is interested in the Wayne Butler rather than the Wayne Fortune, much to Alfred Pennyworth's embarrassment and Bruce Wayne's amusement. Unfortunately, when Alfred and Maggie substitute for Bruce during a relaxing weekend stay at the Eternal Youth Spa just outside of Gotham City, they also plant themselves, right in the middle of Poison Ivy's latest scheme. The fact that the episode is then such an ordeal both for Alfred and for Maggie might explain why this is her only appearance in the series. All the same, it's a shame that she doesn't return, if only for the comic effect of seeing Alfred squirm. Number 3. Grant Walker. Other than Ferris Boyle, another malevolent industrialist helped to shape Mr. Freeze's character arc in the series, Grant Walker. An aging theme park tycoon, Walker closely recalls classic Bond villains and even resides in a futuristic city named Oceana, which is housed beneath a great glass dome in Gotham Harbor. Talk about being extra. He also relies upon automated henchmen to do his bidding, and as Batman notes, he is not prepared to let little things like the law stop him. How evil of him. In Deep Freeze, Walker abducts Dr. Victor Freeze from Arkham Asylum and brings him to Oceana so that he may replicate the accident that created him and grant Walker a form of immortality. Walker also aims to destroy crime and corruption in society by freezing the entire planet and creating a brand new world to replace it. Dan O'Herlihy, who many will remember from Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, RoboCop, and RoboCop 2, portrayed Grant Walker as an outwardly kind father figure who appears to have been modeled on Walt Disney. Number 2. Fake Harley. Harley Quinn is one of the major characters that the show introduced into Batman's world, a fact that is often easily forgotten given her massive modern-day popularity. However, even the Joker once decided that it was time for a change, and it proved far too expensive for him to secure her release from Arkham Asylum. In Joker's Millions, one of the funniest episodes of BTAS ever released, the Joker inherits an apparent fortune, awkwardly inserts himself into Gotham's high society, and holds interviews for a quote-unquote fake Harley. Discovering a new sidekick in a buxom woman who looks almost identical to Harley Quinn, the Joker hires her on the spot, only to discover that she has a sharp, shrill voice and a fraction of the real Harley's IQ. The results are hilarious. Harley refers to the Joker as Mr. G, has a terrible laugh, and is duped by the Joker into contributing to his nefarious schemes. Rest assured, however, that the real Harley Quinn is not that far away. And number 1, the Judge. If you've seen Judgment Day, you will know that the Judge both is and isn't an entirely new character. Taking a cue from Batman Mask of the Phantasm, the show introduced the Judge as a new vigilante who takes a far more lethal approach to crime fighting than the Dark Knight. Using corrupt politician Councilman J. Carroll Cochran to track criminals down, the Judge defeats the Penguin, Killer Croc, and the Riddler, before setting his sights on Two-Face. When this fails, the Judge tries to kill Cochran, by which time Batman knows the Judge's true identity. The Judge has a very ethereal presence throughout the episode, not unlike the Phantasm. The character is even voiced by Malachi Throne, who portrayed False Face in the Adam West Batman TV show. Throne's casting is a nice little red herring, which helps to convey a sense of dread to Gotham's criminal underworld, whilst maintaining the mystery surrounding the character's true identity. And that was our list on some of the best one-time Batman the Animated Series characters. Want to see more lists on BTAS and other superhero cartoons? Then please be sure to drop us a like, share the video, and subscribe so you don't miss another upload going forward. As always, I've been Ewan. Follow my further adventures in being a dork over on Twitter @EwanRuinsThings, and I'll see you next time.